Hello everyone, my name is Nicolas Bedon from the University of Rouen, which is in France. In this talk, I present some new results on branching automata, which are a generalization to POM sets of automata and worlds. Branching automata were introduced about 20 years ago. The first result is that with a slight variation on branching automata, allowing the empty POM set, they are exactly as expressive as context-free grammars. The other results consist in characterization of series parallel languages, which are a particular class of rational languages of POM sets. Similar results were also obtained by others on another model for automata on POM sets, which is called POM set automata, or P automata for short. And I will say a few words about that at the end of the talk. So recall that automata were first introduced by Kleene as a model for systems that evolves sequentially over discrete time. One state of the system corresponds to one state of the automaton. A letter is an elementary input of the system or an event, and transition corresponds to change of states where some input occurs and words are finite sequence of input. There is no concurrency in the model of Kleene. So the question is how to extend it in order to allow concurrency. In this case, the inputs are naturally partially ordered multiset of letters, or POM sets for short. If words are traces of sequential executions, then POM sets are traces of concurrent executions. POM sets are built as follows. Take a finite multiset of letters, then define a partial ordering on the elements. This gives a POM set. It is here pictured using a diagram where the ordering is given by the reflexive and transitive closure. For example, this element is less than all the other elements, and the maximum elements for this POM set are this A and this B. In this talk, we need the two following operations on POM sets, sequential and parallel products. The sequential product of two POM sets, or concatenation, is obtained by taking the union of the two POM sets, keeping the ordering relation inside each one, and saying that the elements from the first POM set are all less than the element of the second one. This is a generalization of the concatenation of words. The sequential product is associative. From two POM sets, the parallel product builds a third one whose elements are the union of the two POM sets with their relative ordering kept. Actually, the parallel product of two POM sets corresponds to the union. It commutes and it is associative. In this talk, we use a particular class of POM sets, which is called the series parallel class, which is the smallest built from the empty set, singleton for all letters, enclosed under sequential and parallel product. This class has a well-known characterization. Series parallel POM sets are exactly those which has no sub-POM set composed of 4 elements whose relative ordering forms an N, exactly as it is pictured here. So the plus here means that we must follow the transitive closure of the arrows. Historically, the ordering is represented from bottom to top, but in this talk, we represent the increasing ordering from left to right. For example, this A here is less than all the elements of the rest of the POM set. So this POM set has an N, which is formed from this A, this B here, and this B. You can see the N, which is from here. And this one has no N, so it is N3. We also need the notion of substitution of a letter in a POM set by some POM sets. Take a POM set P here, choose a letter in the alphabet, so the letter we have chosen here is a B, and take a language of POM set L, which is here, and composed of 2 POM sets. Then the substitution of B in P by L consists in all the POM sets you can obtain by substituting all the B in P non-uniformly by some posets of L. In this case, since we have 2B in P and 2 elements in L, so the result is composed of 4 posets. For example, take this one. It is built from P by substituting this B by this POM set and this B here by the POM set in blue. The substitution can be applied to a set of POM sets instead of just one POM set and iterated. Take a language L of POM sets and choose a letter. Here, the letter is Xi because we want to identify it easily. Then the iterated substitution of Xi on L consists in starting from the singleton Xi, build all the possible substitutions by replacing Xi by either the poset in red or the poset in blue. And this gives the poset in red and the POM set in blue. And then we iterate a substitution on the POM set we have previously obtained. So this POM set is constructed from the poset in red in which we have substituted the poset, the Xi by the POM set in blue. We take this one is from the poset in red in which Xi has been substituted by itself, so the POM set in red. We take the POM set in blue and we replace Xi by the POM set in red. And the POM set in blue in which Xi has been replaced by the POM set in blue itself. And we iterate again on the POM set we have obtained previously to make the substitution. So in this case, this gives an infinite set of POM sets. From the previous operations, we define the B-star rational languages as the smallest class of languages which contain the singleton for all letters, enclosed under finite union, sequential product, parallel product, sequential iteration, and iterated substitution. Observe that if we remove the iterated substitution and parallel product, we have precisely the usual rational languages of words. Now let us turn to automata on POM set. We give here a first definition, which was first introduced by Kamal Odaya and Pascal Weil, where the empty POM set is not considered. A branching automaton is thus a usual clean automaton on words with additional fork transitions to start parallelism that goes from one state to several states, at least 2 states. So this is a notation for multisets of elements of Q and multiset with at least 2 elements. The fork transitions are not labeled by letters, and we color them in blue. Joint transitions are defined similarly. Their goal is to regroup together several states to go into a single state in order to end parallelism. We color joint transitions in red. So we are now going to define passes in branching automata. So if you have a transition from a state S to another state T labeled by a letter A, then you have a pass from S to T labeled by A. If you have 2 passes, one from S to R labeled by P1 and the other one from R to T labeled by P2, then you have a pass from S to T labeled by P1, P2. So this is as usual for clean automata. So the novelty is the following. If you have n passes from Si to Ti labeled by Pi and a fork transition from a state S to all the Si and a joint transition from all the Ti to T, then you have a path from S to T labeled by all the PI set in parallel. So of course, the language of branching automata is the set of label of paths that goes from an initial state to a final state. And we say that a language is B plus regular if it is definable by some branching automaton. So here is a first example of a branching automaton. It has only one fork transition that starts in 2 and that goes simultaneously in 1 and in 5. And it has also only one joint transition that starts from state 6 and 4 simultaneously to go to 3. If we consider this POM set, which has a minimal element, which is this A, a maximal element, which is this B, and between the A and the B, we have a parallel composition of 2 POM set, which is a D, and the other POM set is this one, composed of 6 elements. Then we can build a successful path from the initial state 1 to the final state 4 labeled by this POM set. So we start from 1, we read the A to go to 2, then we use the fork transition to go in 1 and 5 simultaneously. Then from 5, we read the D to go to 6. And from 1, we read the A to go to 2. We use again the fork transition. We read the D, we read A, C, B. We are here in 4 and 6 simultaneously. So we take the joint transition to reach state 3. Then we read the B to go to 4. We use again the joint transition to go to 3, and we read the B and go finally to 4. Now we slightly modify branching automata in order to allow passes labeled by the empty poset epsilon. For each state S, we have a path from S to S labeled by epsilon. And this is the only change we make on branching automata. We call B star automata such automata. So there is no epsilon transition, but in particular, the empty POM set is allowed in parallel parts of passes. As shown in this example, this allows to define the language of words A to the n, C, B to the n, which is not rational according to cleaning definition, but is definable by a context-free grammar. A language is B star regular if it is definable by a B star automaton. Now we extend usual context-free grammars on words to POM sets. The extension only consists in allowing the parallel product in rules. Our first result is that the B star regular languages are precisely the context-free languages. The sketch of the proof is as follows. First, we consider a B star automaton. We build a system of equations by induction of the pair of fork and joint transitions that are allowed in passes, similarly to the usual McNaughton-Yamada construction. The equation uses unknowns, parallel and sequential product. Considering the unknowns as non-terminal, we obtain a context-free grammar. Now we turn to the other implication of the theorem. From a context-free grammar, we aim at building a B star automaton. For each rule, build an automaton by considering the right member of the rule as a word. Then associate to each non-terminal X and a B star automaton, AX, by the disjoint union of all the automatons that were built previously. Take 2 copies of those AX for all possible X. And one additional copy for the grammar itself. Then replace all transition T labeled by X by using a pair of a new fork and join transition and a new state T as shown in the picture. This substitutes X by the language generated by X in the grammar. So 2 copies are necessary for each X because if the transition belongs to 1 copy, then you have to jump to the other copy. So context-free grammars and B-star automata define the same class of languages. We can also show that a language is definable by a B-star automaton if and only if it is B-star rational. Starting from a B-star rational expression, build a context-free grammar using usual techniques and apply the previous theorems, theorem 2, to obtain a B-star automaton. From the implication from right to left, build again a system of equations from a B-star automaton and solve it with substitution and iterated substitutions. This was already done by Lodaya and Wade for B plus automata. In their case, there is a condition on B plus rational languages for the iterated substitution to remain B plus rational, which disappear when B star rationality is considered. The condition is here. Now we turn to a particular subclass of B star rational languages, namely the series parallel languages. They are defined as B star rational languages, except that substitution cannot be used, and iterated substitution cannot be used also, and parallel iteration of a language is allowed. The parallel iteration is defined exactly as the clean star iteration of a language, except that it uses parallel concatenation instead of sequential concatenation. We are now going to give 2 different characterizations of B-star automata for these languages. Considering a B-star automaton A and the pair Fj of a fork and a join transition, we say that Fj is embedded at the sequential level if there is a pass that uses as a first transition F, the last transition used in the pass is J, and somewhere there is a subpass that uses again the fork transition F and the join transition J. On the left or on the right or on both sides of this subpass, we must find another pass which contains at least 1 transition. So on the left or on the right or on both sides. B-star series parallel automaton is a B-star automaton such that there is no pair Fj embedded at the sequential level. And this is a decidable property of B-star automaton. So we have that language is series parallel rational if and only if it is a language of some series parallel B-star automaton. The implication from left to right is by constructing a series parallel B-star automaton by induction over a series parallel expression. We need some kind of normal form for B-star automata, which is called behaved automaton. B-star automaton is behaved if it has no fork transition such that there is a path from one of the destinations of this fork transition to some final state of the automaton. And symmetrically, there is no join transition such that there is a path that starts in an initial state of the automaton and that goes to one of the sources of the join transition. So it is known that every B star automaton have an equivalent which is P8. So I will not describe all the steps of the induction, only the most unusual one, which is the iteration of a parallel language. So of the form E star. By induction hypothesis, we have an automaton for E, which is represented here. And we assume for simplicity that there is only one initial state and one final state, but this may be not the case. So the initial state is I prime, and the final state here is F prime. We had two new states, one which is I, and the other is F. F is final, and I is both final and initial. We had a new fork transition from I to I prime and I itself, and a new joint transition from F and F prime to F itself. And then we duplicate each transition that starts from I prime by changing the source to I. And we act symmetrically for transitions in the automaton of E that goes to a final state. So this gives an automaton for E star. The initial and final state of the resulting automaton are F and I. For the application from right to left, we use again a McNaughton-Yamada-like construction to obtain a system of equation. And we solve the recursive substitution using the parallel iteration. So we are now going to give another characterization of B star automata for series parallel languages. We assume here that fork transition have only two states as destination, and symmetrically that joint transition have only two sources, which we can always assume. We define two preorders F and J on states. The preorder F is the smallest, such that if there is a path from P to Q, then P is greater than Q. And if there is a fork transition from P to P1, for example, then P1 is also less than P. And if there is a joint transition from Q1 to Q, then Q is greater than Q1. And the other preorder, J, is defined symmetrically. So we say that a state is normal if the destination of its fork transition are strictly less than P. And for all the joint transitions that goes into P, the sources are also strictly less than P. Observe that in this case, we cannot have P1 equals P or Q1 equals P, for example. A state is fork recursive if it has at least one fork transition that starts in P and re-enters into P, has no ingoing sequential transition and no ingoing joint transition. And if it has an outgoing transition, then the destination is strictly less for F than P. So P1, P2, and P3 is here are strictly less for F than P. If there is a path from all the Pi and joint transition that goes into a state Q here, then Q is also strictly less than P for F. And the fact that state is joint recursive is defined using symmetrical arguments. A well-nested B-star automata is such that every state can be uniquely qualified as either normal or for recursive or joint recursive. And in a path, a recursive fork or joint transition cannot be associated to a normal fork or joint transition. So we have that a language is series parallel rational if and only if it is a language of a well-nested B-star automaton. Now, I just say a few words about another definition for automata on POMSET, which was introduced recently by Capet, Brunet, Lutic, Silva, and Zanassi. Replace the fork and join transition by a new kind of transition that are called parallel. They are used to start parallelism, but also define where to join. For example, this transition here starts from P, two parallel flows, one from P1 and the other one from P2. Each parallel flow runs until reaching a final state. Then parallelism can end and join to go to state Q. Here is a P automaton with language A to the end, C, B to the end that we previously defined using a B-star automaton, and a path labeled by the word A2, C, B2. Capet and his colleagues have proved that a language is P regular, that is definable by a P automaton, if and only if it is context-free. As a consequence, P automata and B-star automata have the same expressive power. Also, it is undecidable whether or not the language of a P automaton is series parallel rational. They also gave a characterization of P automata related to series parallel rationality, which is based on a preordering of states and is much more simple than ours on B-star automata. Actually, the characterization on B-star automata based on a preordering of states was inspired by them. I was just asking if their elegant characterization could also be used or adapted to B-star automata. This is the end of the talk. Thank you for your attention.